This is my Google Groups. I use it mostly for email, and you can see here that I belong to a bunch of groups, and I receive emails each time somebody posts something in one of these groups, at least for the ones where it says each email. I can easily change that just by clicking here. I could choose to receive an abridged summary or a digest, or not to get any emails at all. All right, and I find this just a very handy tool. It's for keeping up with communication in different groups. It is also a great way. Let's say that you need to email a lot of people. Maybe you need to email, I don't know, 2,000 people. Creating a Google group with those email addresses is a great way to get your email to all 2,000. Keep in mind that Gmail has an email limit of 500. So you wouldn't be able to email more than 500 through Gmail, except if you use Google Groups. When you email your Google Group email address, it just counts as one email. So it does let you email a very large number of people. That's one reason to create one. There's some others too. Let's create a group to see what those are. So I'm going to create a Google group here, and let's just call this Pretend Group 67. There we go. So I'm generating an email address here. It's pretendgroup67@garlandisd.net. This would create a group that's a Garland ISD group. I'm actually going to change it to googlegroups.com. So this is an external group. People outside of Garland can join this group. This is not a real group, and that's going to be my description here. So you can decide who you want to be able to find your group and who you want to be able to join. I'm going to say that anyone on the web can join and anyone can join. That means people don't even have to ask for permission to join this group. It is truly a very public group. You'll notice when I have these settings, I'm able to choose that anyone on the web can view the conversations and anyone on the web can post. So this would be the most public you can make your group. Let's say I want it to be a little more private. I really just want group members to be able to find it, and I want people to have to ask before they can join. So then I'm going to say my group members can view the conversations and my group members can post. Now, who do I want to be able to view the members? Maybe just the group managers? Or maybe just me, the owner. I don't know. You can decide though. There's a lot of options here based on, depending on whatever your security needs are. I'm going to add another member. I'm going to add myself, my personal email address here as a member. Now I'm already the owner. Welcome to the group. And I'm going to set the default subscription to, let's make it abridged. They don't need that. They don't need all the emails. So then when I have directly add the emails, everybody who I've listed up here will be added to the group. Let's go ahead and create it. And we have a new Google group. It has 2 members. I'm going to go to that group. There's no conversations yet. Let's go ahead and start one. All right. So now we've got a conversation. And it'll appear here under my conversations. And if I chose to get an email each time that there's a post in this group, then I would get an email with this in it. There are also additional settings that I can change within Google Groups. But let me show you just some more of the information as we work our way down to settings. This is where I can manage the members of my group. Yes, it is possible to ban someone from your group. If you've chosen to require people to ask to join your group, you'll need to sometimes check your pending members. I am going to click on my group settings down here. So here's my email address for the group. Again, if I were to send an email to this, it would email everybody in the group. A collaborative inbox is a really neat feature that you can choose. This allows other people to manage the messages that the group is sending to each other. You can also choose to enable shared labels if you want to. And most of the settings we looked at before are here. There are some additional ones, such as who's allowed to moderate different aspects of it. Oh, look at that. The email just came through. You can set up additional email options, and you can also delete the group here. So how would you use this instructionally? Well, First of all, this is really pretty safe. If you limit a group to garlandisd.net and you take care of those security settings, you can really limit what your kids are able to do on here. And it's safe for them to interact with each other. So they can learn to communicate online politely, they can learn to communicate online professionally, and they might not have too much experience with that. So that's very valuable. This is also a very good tool for communicating with all of your students or with any parents who will join the group as well. It's an efficient way to do it. It's a way that they can get back in touch with you. So just be mindful of your settings. So do you want it to be a Garland ISD group? If it's for your students, then yes, that's probably the best student. That's probably the best setting. Now, what about if you're including parents? In that case, you probably want it to be a public group so that they can find it as well. So just remember, when you want to see what the other options are in Google Groups, there are even more that we haven't talked about. Come in here and explore the sidebar, create some conversations, and play around.